All right, so in this one, I thought I'd make this video based around what's getting ready to happen within a couple hours. Of course, on the JP side of Dokkan. Um, we do have the Easy A's releasing. I believe the new story events, or not story events, but the new Dokkan added events, and then the new challenges and new missions, along with the equipment and everything else release. Um but I wanted to touch base on it because of the main thing that is releasing with all of the stuff that's coming out, which is the 77 ticket summon. um So with that, usually they've started the 77 ticket time. I think it's been a thing since the fourth or fifth year. I believe it's the fifth year though. Where throughout the entire anniversary, you throughout part one, part two, and part three, there are free to play tickets that you do the missions, and you do missions, playing different events throughout the game, different story modes, Dokkan event, etc., leveling up your units, easying all of the stuff for the new units. But for the ninth Annie for this year, they decided to change it up, and so I believe the 77 ticket summon can now be done on either banner for the ninth anniversary LRs, which is Carnival Gogeta, DFE Broly, um Carnival Beast, no, DFE Beast, or Carnival Gammas. And so this is kind of just a video just to take a look at each banner, to see which banner you would want to do the 77 ticket summon on. Obviously, if you don't have Beast, obviously you would do the 77 ticket summon on Beast, out of all four of the LRs, because Beast is better than the other three anniversary LRs that have come out. But what if you already have Beast, you already have him Rainbow, maybe you're satisfied with him being at 79 or 90%, or being at 90%. Like mine's is at 90%. I'm quite satisfied. I might not do the ticket. I might just go another stone multi, and I might just do my 77 ticket on Broly's banner because I don't yet have him. He's been dodging me since the anniversary started. But enough about that. So which banner is specifically worth it if you aren't gonna go for Beast banner? So first we're gonna cover Beast's banner, even though it's a video entirely based around if you don't summon on Beast banner. So for Beast banner, I believe it has 4 or 5 different LRs on it. Maybe even 6 different LRs on it. Six, I think it's 6. Beast, the Blue Boys, the GT Boys, the Cooler Boys, the Monkeys. That's 4, 5, 6. So it has 7 LRs on it, and then you have DFE, Piccolo, and the side banner unit, the 18 and Krillin. Is this banner worth it? In my opinion, I would say no. Um, in my opinion, I would say only because the only reason I would say no is really just because I'm pretty sure everybody's been playing the game this long. So you either have this guy at a high enough dupe rate, or you have this guy at a high enough dupe rate, this guy at a high enough dupe rate, these two at a high enough dupe rate, these two at a high enough dupe rate, where and them especially at a high enough dupe rate to whereas you don't really need to pull another copy willingly. You don't need to. You honestly don't need to. And they will be, and since they're featured, it's 9 times out of 10 where they can pop up maybe 2 or 3, maybe all 3 of the last 77 LRs happen to be them, because let's be real, the DFE, most of them are LRs anyway. So the only one really that would be worth it so much would be Beast, of course, and then the Blue Boys with them just returning on. This is the first banner they've returned on since Worldwide. Um, so honestly, if you have Beast, if you have him at high enough dupe, if you have him at like 79% or more, I would say this is really not worth it. But maybe you want to go for the Rainbow. Um, maybe yes, maybe no. This one's like a 50-50. It all really depends on how you feel. For Carnival Gogeta, going all the way back to Carnival Gogeta, this banner is not worth it. Using the 77 tickets on this, maybe, oh, you haven't pulled Gogeta, and you don't have him. Honestly, you can just wait for him to come back in like 6 months, and you can just coin Gogeta. This banner is not worth it. Yes, Gogeta's good. Um, in my opinion, Trunks is good, of course. When make sure you give him the Orosaurus Ultra Super, he's good. UI Goku, even though his EZA is really, really, really good, he's not really worth it. You would really just be diving in the banner literally just for this LR, just for Carnival Gogeta, and just for STR LR UI. You would literally be diving in the banner just for those two. You wouldn't dive in the banner. I would imagine you're not diving in the banner just for Triku, just for Carnival Gohan, just for the Carnival Trunks or the Carnival Metal Cooler or the Yellow Coin LR Broly. And then of course it wouldn't be for Bardock, of course. And then moving on to Broly's banner. His banner is more worth it. Only reason I say that his banner is more worth it just because one, you have Zamasu on it, you have Broly, who Broly is better than Gogeta. Like there's really no comparison, to be honest. Broly is better than Gogeta. Not by much, but he's better than Gogeta. In my opinion, he's better than Gogeta just with the domain active. Domains suck in general, yes, because you can only have one up and you may have one person, more than one person on the team that has a domain, such as you run Zamasu and Broly on the same team. They both have a domain and then both. But you can't run both at the same time. But it's more worth it just because Z-Boys, of course, they stack defense. And then they have the Spirit Bomb, which has its active skill, but it has two different versions of it that can be done, where practically you're taking 0% damage. Hardly ever get a crit, but you're really taking 0 damage when you pop that standby phase. The LR physical, the LR Blue Boys, the physical, they're really, really good. Really, really good. The 5th years, they're still really good. DFE Broly, the physical one, not so much. He's on fraud watch. He's in the middle. For the LR Blue, the LR Gods, they're gonna get an easy next anniversary, of course. So I mean, you can dive in. Cooler, he's still somewhat good. But he's very, very situational. Zamasu, obviously, still very good. The Ed Frieza, literally the best TUR in the game, and Broly, the best LR between Gogeta and him. He's the best. Honestly, I would say summon on this banner more than Gogeta's banner if you really want to pull it. Not for too much of these two units right here, but more so for Broly or Frieza, Zamasu, the LR Blue Boys, or the 5th years. And moving on to last but not least, the Carnival Gamma's banner. This banner, I want to say yes because Bulma is featured. I want to say yes because Bulma is featured. Obviously, the Gammas, they're still very good in their own right. Kai Goku, he's still somewhat good in his own right. He's on fraud watch, but he's still somewhat good in his own right. Zamasu, good in his own right. Very situational. Goku Black, after he supers, he's really not. He's only taking double digits. I don't see him taking any damage from any real bosses. For Birdcoop, The revival mechanic is very, very good. So that's one thing I need people to understand. So this banner may be somewhat more worth it than the others because the revive mechanic is very, 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 very powerful in this game. Even if you give him strictly just additional and dodge, the revival mechanic is so good in Dokkan. It's so good in the game. It's the best thing that they've come out with. Of course, Future Gohan with his domain, of course, and then singularly because STR Bulma is on the banner. Just because Bulma is on the banner, I want to say it's worth it, but because these two are on the banner, well, technically these three are on the banner, but you also have 1, 2, 3, 4 characters that like popping up in summons and are featured, so they may just end up ruining your chances. So, if I had to rank all three of these banners, I would say Beast Banner, of course, number one, because it has more units on it that you can use, especially with these two monster goddamn demons, demon spawns from hell and Satan's goddamn grandfathers are getting an easy A, and it's goddamn it's just amazing. It's so amazing. This banner, of course, is definitely more worth it. So I probably would either choose between this banner or Broly's banner. I'll decide later on tonight, but only reason it doesn't seem fit for me because I have them at 90%. They're, I believe, at 79 or 90%. They're at 79 or 90%. Zamasu, I believe, is at 69%. Frieza, 79%. Don't have Broly. These two are rainbowed. He is rainbowed, and you are just fodder to be on with, and you're actually fodder to be on with. It really just all depends on your units, whether or not you have enough of the copy in order to sustain yourself. But this is on Beast. Honestly, it's the best banner for your buck. I only have them at 55%. I could definitely use more copies of them. They're literally the like best aging units to come to the game so far. It's a Vegito, so obviously I have to rainbow this character. So I might just end up summoning on this banner, and then just coin Broly when he comes back to the game. But yeah, I think I believe Beast is at 90%. I don't have them unfortunately. 79 or 90%, 55%, 79 or 90%, 79 or 90%. You're either 90% or rainbowed. I can't remember. And then I know definitely you're rainbowed, and your fodder ass is rainbowed. He's not complete fodder, but he is on a fraud watch. So yeah, that really does end the video. Beast, best banner you could summon on. But everyone has their preference, everyone has their own choice on deciding which banner they want to summon on. But appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.